I think we need to like if we collect money from cartels and whatnot, because there's millions and billions of dollars.
Throw it towards the national fucking debt.
Oh my gosh, you know, and it's like, you know what? Honestly, at this point, if they worked out some type of system and they said, look, Americans, this is gonna suck, but let's all come together. I know we screwed up with the budget, but we're gonna fix the budget. But let's fix the budget, get it fixed. But this national debt, if everyone would throw $50 a month at this.
We talked about that on the podcast, and I said, you know, like, what's the, and I think I was being conservative, is like, what's the population of the U.S.? Like
330 million. Let's just say 330.
Okay, yeah, and I remember, and I was saying, let's be conservative. Let's say that 250 million of those people are tax-paying workers, like they're in the workforce, which is probably higher.
Actually, less than half of the United States workers. Or less than half of the United States people have income tax.
Well,
so
right.
I would assume that.
Okay, well, we'll call it half. Let's call it 100.
The Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
Ooh.
No one said your name.
But I think I pointed this out.
Just say 200 million. Just
round it to 200 million. And I think I said a year, but like, let's get crazy here. $1 a month in an additional tax, you won't even notice it. That's 250 million a month.
Boom.
Every
single person, not just fat cats, not poor people, just $1.
$1.
For just $1 a month.
For just $1 a month, you can preserve
your dollar.
The value of the dollar.
Yeah. It's like, look, I don't like the idea of that, but the thing is, before I would agree to something like that,
there has to be a balanced budget, or it won't work.
Budget has to be taken care of.
It won't work otherwise. And
no $3 million fucking wine glasses, wood blown for fucking over things. They get Dixie cups.
You don't even need Dixie. We've said this before.
I know.
You don't even need Dixie cups.
You can get little cheap glass ones, or even plastic ones.
You can get real glass. It's not prohibitively expensive.
But I'm just like that. That's the kind of stuff, and then sending millions of dollars to other countries for gender studies,
which I read. I was like, that's got to be wrong. No,
hey, there was a I can't remember if it was money or just mumbo jumbo in it. I think we kind of talked about this in the stimulus, how they added about UFOs. They said they have 180 days for disclosure. And I'm like, this is scary.
And then all of a sudden the stimulus bill doesn't get passed.
Oh no, it did. That was the last one.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up about sending foreign aid, because this is a lesson that the U.S. has not learned, and we should have learned it in World War II, because it was discovered. So there was a massive, I can't remember, I think it was an earthquake. There was a massive earthquake in Japan in the 1920s or 30s, and the U.S. sent a ton of aid, like money and food. They sent a ton of canned food. Well, when the U.S. military was island hopping, and some of the first underground...
They attacked us 20 years later, bastards.
Well, not only that, here's the kicker. So all that food, or not all that food, but a lot of that food that was supposed to go to civilians, they found it in the Japanese bunkers after they had taken over those positions. And it actually still in crates that were marked USA, basically marked USA, like food aid, with Red Cross emblems and everything. So the Japanese government took the bulk, if not all of that food, and instead of giving it to the citizens like they were supposed to, they kept it because their military aspirations.
Sounds an awful lot like what we did with the was it the hurricane in
Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico?
Yeah, same basic thing. Yeah,
where they found a couple warehouses full of food, and they're like, we couldn't get to it. It's like,
well, at best that was negligence, and at worst that was.
Regardless, that's still that's still their fault. You know, and they were trying to blame everyone else for it, and it's
and this sounds heartless, but like when I think it was another earthquake. But we were sending aid to Myanmar after a natural disaster, and the government of Myanmar was literally saying, like, no, you cannot drop it. You have to give it to us, and we'll distribute it. Because the government of Myanmar is known for its, benevolence. And we still fucking gave it to them.
Well, that's just
like
how dumb we are. We don't
morons.
learn a lesson.
Like, what the hell are we thinking?
Shoot ourselves in the foot and the face.
And then we turn and shoot our hunting buddies in the face.